Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Another day, another daily dose of dismal Disney.
Well, this is a dose of Disney in some way.
This is
I
getting...
don't know if it's dismal. It's just weird.
Disneyland is going to be used as a super site for Orange County's COVID vaccination. That's right. You can get disinfected at Disneyland. This is not, something I would think normally that Disney would want associated with their image.
I think it makes total sense. We need to get back to normal as fast as possible. Having a super site where you can vaccinate people quickly and that you can get open faster makes sense. Oh, look, we could spin this for a PR opportunity. Yeah. It's like when they shut everything down, they gave all that food to the food banks. They would not have done that normally. They had to get rid of the food. They got a tax write-off and they got PR for it. Of course they did it. It's like that.
Yeah, Disney is going to want people to get vaccinated as quickly as possible because they want them to return to Disneyland.
Disney's not going to do anything like this unless there's something for them in it. That's what I've learned. They like to put a big show on saying, oh, you look at us. We're doing so much for okay, Make-A-Wish. Yeah, they do a lot of Make-A-Wish, but this past year they did all these things where you could buy merchandise and then money from the merchandise would go to Make-A-Wish. But Disney still made money too.
Yep.
Disney's not going to do it unless Disney thinks they're going to get something out of it. In this case, people are going to be vaccinated quicker, they can reopen quicker, and they'll get lots of PR.
That is correct. So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're only a couple dozen subs away from 170,000.
Oh, yay!
So we're climbing up there.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I guess, like our dismal Disney news.
It's not our fault. We don't make it up. We just report it.
Yeah, so this is verified. This is happening. I had a couple people shoot me emails and DMs on this, and I
saw it 2 other places today.
Yeah, Disneyland is going to be used as the first super site for Orange County COVID vaccinations. Coming from NBC Los Angeles, This is what they said. The Disneyland Resort, the largest employer in the heart of Orange County, has stepped up to host the county's first super POD site, undertaking a monumental task in our vaccination distribution process.
I would call it pod site, just because it's funny, because you could say they're pod people.
Oh my God, you're going to go to Disney and become a pod person.
I just think, I'm sorry.
It's a pixie dust.
I'm easily, pixie. That's what P stands for, pixie dust.
Pixie dust.
Pixie
dust overdose.
Okay. Because the PD would be pixie dust.
Well, pixie dust overdose would make you a pod person.
Okay.
So we truly appreciate the support of the Orange County Fire Authority, our cities, our residents, and as we continue to roll out the COVID-19 vaccinations, it's going to be available for those that fall under the categorized as Phase 1A. All the colors and the phases confuse me.
Right. Well, I guess this is for people that are over 75, but you have to have an appointment. It says that, but then if you went further down the article, but you had to have an appointment too. You can't just go to Disneyland and say, hey, I need a vaccine. It's not going to work that way. You're going to need appointments apparently, and you're going to have to be with whatever phase is going on. You can't just march into Disneyland and say, yay. I guess that's one way to say your numbers at Disneyland are going up.
Yeah, right. I can just wait for the spin on this one. We had so many people come to Disneyland for vaccinations, but they came.
Right.
They came to Disneyland to get vaccinated. This is
how they can upcharge them when they get them in there.
Oh my God! Get your picture with Mickey. Dr. Mickey.
But they'll be like, okay, there'll be an Instagram wall.
Oh my God!
And
they're
then
having
there'll be treats based on the Instagram wall. You can buy while you're in there getting your vaccination.
That is totally going to happen.
They better not. That'd be so tactless and tacky.
This is Disney we're talking about. They are tactless and tacky when it comes to making money, and you want to have a magical memory of getting your vaccination.
Oh, that's me. Was that what they call those? What do they call them? The PhotoPass.
Oh my God.
PhotoPass. My brain froze for a minute, guys. I do Disney all day, so then it all just blurs together into one word. So you can get the special new PhotoPass offering with Mickey standing next to you as you get a shot.
They'll have a collectible pin with mouse ears and a mask.
I got shot at Disneyland.
I got shot at Disneyland. Oh my God. I can just see this.
Helping Mickey destroy COVID-19.
Yeah.
Mickey's the new mascot for the vaccine.
They would totally do that. They would. We're being very cynical, but we know Disney never misses an opportunity to promote itself.
Joking aside, it makes sense.
It does make sense
that they would do it there. I'm surprised they aren't just doing it in the convention center.
Well, I think
personally, but
yeah, they're talking about some other locations as well.
I know that the stadium they're talking about in LA and stuff like that, but It's the first one in Orange County that's going to be the super center.
Yeah, they pointed out here on CNET, for the first time in its 65-year history, Disneyland announced it would close its gates for a month in 2020.
He said 2 weeks. We kept saying
2 weeks.
Yeah,
and
right.
Everybody argued with us.
He did.
I said,
hate Disney. What do you know? You just hate Disney.
I was like, there's no way in hell that they're going to be shut down for just 2 weeks.
You also said the cruise lines wouldn't open up all last year, wouldn't come back until probably partway into this year. They just canceled all the cruises for March, by the way. And then everybody's like, you're just a hater. You're spreading false news.
Fake news. You just hate Disney. Oh, they're
like,
fine. It's
there's
all
a
fine.
difference between practicality and, understanding reality of a situation and looking at the evidence and coming to a conclusion, as opposed to just making shit up because you want to get hits.
Yeah, the reality of the situation is Disney is never going to go back to normal until we're through this pandemic. So it is in their best interest to do everything they can do to get us through the pandemic.
And I don't think they'll ever go back to what we had as quote unquote normal before the pandemic.
Oh,
They're
no.
going to use this as an opportunity to put a bunch of things into play they knew would be would come under scrutiny, like getting rid of Magic Express and all that. They're going to use this opportunity to blame it on the shutdown to do all the stuff they knew was going to meet with backlash, and they weren't doing it because of that. They're going to take this opportunity for that, I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. Well, they don't know when Disneyland is even going to reopen. We've had people in the comments before say, like, what is going... Because there are so many old attractions at Disneyland that they're not operating them. They're not maintaining this stuff. It's just sitting there.
Well, I want to point out that WDW Pro on the Magic forums pointed out that he didn't believe that Disneyland would be open before the end of the year. I'm pretty sure he said that.
Last year?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. He said that they had a contingency plan for... As I recall, for Disney World to also stay shut.
But they only opened as early as they did because Universal did, and they wanted to be competitive. They weren't planning on opening until, I think, fall, which is what we were hearing. But he pointed this out last year, and people were like, oh, no, he's a liar. He's full of shit. Don't listen to him. I'm just putting that out there. Do I think he's right all the time? No one is. We're wrong. But I also think things change, and you don't see that.
That's true.
But, no one's right every time. But you could be better than average on your accuracy.
Yeah, I would say he's pretty accurate. He's proven himself to be pretty accurate so far. So go piratesandprincesses.net, and there are some articles from
which is owned by us and mostly run by me. So people continue to forget to mention that when they keep citing Pro. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, they're like, oh my God, it's part of Clownfish TV. Lose their minds. Anyway, yeah, we don't know when Disneyland is going to open. I'm going to guess. If I had to guess, I would say summer of this year.
Yeah,
that sounds about right-ish.
Late spring, early summer.
And I'm thinking to get in, if I had to guess, given the way California's going, again, this is just a guess, I'm thinking, I don't know if they give you a card if you get vaccinated, but I'm guessing that you will not be able to go in until you prove you've been vaccinated.
California, I would believe they would do that, because I know there's several places that have already been talking about that you'll have to have a vaccination card, like for different transportations and things like that. California, I could totally see doing it. I think it's going to be a matter of how fast they can vaccinate people, which is why it's in Disneyland's best interest to be as helpful as possible. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I think it's a good idea. I'm just saying that they're doing it because they know if they can get people vaccinated quicker in a larger location, it means they can open sooner. I'm just saying Disney wouldn't do it just for the goodness of their heart for no other reason. Yeah. I mean, 20 years ago maybe, but not now.
This is just a morbid picture, though. I mean, this kind of reminds me of Disney back during World War II doing a lot of the Army films, stuff like that, where not only is Disneyland closed, not only are we living in what a lot of people are calling a near apocalyptic scenario, dystopian scenario here in the United States. Disneyland's closed, and now it's being used as a vaccination center.
My first thought was, remember those videos someone did, they took Epcot and stuff and altered it to make it look like, here's what it would look like, in a dystopian future after a nuclear blast or something. Yeah. That was my first thought. That's what this reminded me of. I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as that, obviously.
No.
That was what popped into my head too. I was like, wow, it's so surreal. It's almost like those images we saw that someone had done that were very surreal.
I mean, I could just see going back in time and trying to explain to Walt Disney that, okay, Walt, in the year 2020, Disneyland's going to be shut down because of a global pandemic. There's going to be civil unrest in the United States, and they're going to use your Disneyland to vaccinate tens of thousands of people.
I don't know know he'd be so upset about the vaccinations as much as the civil unrest, based on what reasons.
He's like, wait, that second part, run that by me again.
That's more what he'd be interested in, I think, than the vaccine.
What are you talking about?
But yeah.
Commies, Walt. We're talking about the commies you don't like.
Yeah, you know.
You'd be like, oh my God, commies. No, but yeah, this sounds very dystopian. I could just see like somebody filming like a grainy black and white video of people getting their, in line for vaccination and playing Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow slowly.
But it would be like weird. It'd be like
Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So people are just standing in line. Oh my God, our nephew, he'd go nuts because this kind of reminds me of Epic Mickey with everything being like all
he was little,
bizarro, distorted Disney.
He probably listens. Hey, our nephew, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to get your name out there.
But this is going to totally be an episode of Defunctland, a series of like the dark days of Disneyland.
Yeah, this sounds like a Defunctland episode.
Oh my God.
But anyway, back to the point. We're kind of really, really taking a turn there.
Yeah, we are. It is kind of a dismal thought, but It's not just Disneyland. They're talking that Disney World could be another super vaccination center. This is coming from the Orlando Sentinel. They have let's see, we have no ultra cold freezer storage problems here in the state. There are plenty of hospitals with them. County health departments have them. Universities have them. Disney World has one. So they could store the vaccine in Disney World.
The difference is they could store it there, but the difference is Disneyland's open. I mean, they have everything closed, a lot of things closed down. So it's they could bring people in and it would be safer. Disney World is in use. Short of taking you to like maybe like closing down the, ESPN or something like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or one of the hotels. The convention center over at, the yacht club or something like that. Sure. Or a Coronado or something, one of those things. I could see them doing something like that. But other than that, they can't really do it to the same level they can at Disneyland because it's all in use for the most part at Disney World, except for some hotels and things,
Yeah. I mean, do what you got to do. But DeSantis, I guess Governor DeSantis was talking about dropping them Disney, Orange County schools, wherever. Just drop a bunch of vaccines. Drop them off.
Be careful, though.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
I want to say it was here. I'm not going to say where we are, but I want to say it was here. But my mom was talking about how somebody accidentally left out a bunch of doses.
Oh, geez.
And they got ruined.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. This is a
Keep them chilly. Get Elsa.
This could be a right. Yeah, that's why Disney's perfect. They have Elsa. She's like one woman cold storage.
She's frigid. So that's what's going on, guys. This is interesting.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. It's just such a dark thought. Like, we're going to use Disneyland.
It's surreal. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It's just such a surreal thing. It's like those, like I said, those images you saw where someone had taken and did overlays on the different Disney theme parks if they had been past like some apocalyptic type event. And it kind of reminds you of that. It's just a juxtaposition of thought that makes you like, just makes me feel weird inside. Do you get Mickey ears for that?
I don't know.
If you're a good boy and girl or non-binary person and you take your shot, do you get free ears?
Just as long as they don't turn Disney into a re-education camp, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think.
So, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
All right. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.